Alright, CSU, we got terrifying footage of people being followed home. Yo, that's weird. You gotta be down bad to do that. Like, what is you doing, bruh? Like, what is you doing with your life, bruh? But we finna get right into it, bruh, cause this, I don't know, bruh.
Homes. But that's not always the case. Sometimes our
crazy.
only line of defense is to not engage at all, or at least to be over.
Not engage? What? Come on, bro.
Prepared and a little extra cautious.
What you want me to do,
These
bro?
people learned firsthand that their attempts at safety weren't always enough, and a few of them show why it pays to be overprepared. Today we have some disturbing, terrifying, why it pays to be overprepared. Today we
Is that 50 Cent? Okay.
have some disturbing, terrifying, downright awful clips of people being followed, chased, and sometimes attacked within their homes.
I remember this, man.
Luckily,
that
most
was
of these
planned.
people had cameras set up, and in some cases, those cameras made all the difference. You're going to want to watch to the end to see what I mean by that. You won't want to miss it.
Okay. This is my last pause because I know I be pausing too much. I need to stop doing that. But we gonna make it through the whole video without pausing, bro. This gonna be the last pause, bro. I swear.
Cornered outside the elevator. If you're on your way home, the last thing you want is a gun put in your face. These men clearly coming home from the gym had no clue what was waiting for them on the other
just
side
gave
of the
everything,
door.
man.
Two robbers, as we see, come running out of their car and burst through the door to greet their unsuspecting victims. The two men on the inside instantly comply, quickly dropping their belongings. It's best if possible to go along and keep things from escalating further. These men make it out safely, maybe with a bit less to their name, but all things considered, this could have gone significantly worse for them had things amped up.
Bro.
Ring camera catches would-be intruder.
Don't let that man do that to you like that, bro.
When it's dark outside, it's hard to be aware of your surroundings.
Do like me whenever.
This woman and her son were coming home later from what would have been an average day out. Nothing seemed to be amiss, and they weren't obviously followed. At least, not at first. The woman manages to lock the door and the knob is jiggled not moments later.
Open and door.
Luckily for this woman, she had a Ring camera and could see a strange man trying to enter her home behind her. This was a man she'd never seen before and didn't know,
That's
but
a
he was
man?
trying to force entry and get in with her and her son.
Who is that? Get out of here!
Like a Karen to me.
Luckily, she'd locked the door so he wasn't able to. But if she'd been just a little slower or more forgetful, this definitely wouldn't have been a very safe
Come on, man. We gotta protect our women,
Always
bro.
be aware of your surrounding. Don't just jump out of your car.
Men should have curfews, bro.
Don't just assume that everything is safe and cleared. You look around, see who's around.
Sacramento Ring camera lurker.
Oh, that's the ghetto. They in the
There
ghetto
are
with
plenty
it.
of reasons to get a Ring camera. This man proves just that. If you're heading home, the last thing you want to deal with is someone who's decided to invade your space. In Sacramento, a man seemed to be targeting women he perceived as being alone, refusing to leave them alone and loitering outside to try and get them.
He walked up to my door after parking his car in my driveway, and he says, "Hola."
This seems to be a targeted string of attacks by one individual, as he harasses and traumatizes an entire area, leaving women too afraid to even leave their houses.
I'm getting so nervous. Like, I'm afraid to go out front in my own yard with my daughter. Like, when a car drives by, I'm like, oh my gosh, is this him?
Bro, why do
doesn't
people
seem
be doing
outwardly
this, bro?
threatening, other than his presence.
Hey,
He
that's so
doesn't appear to be
weird.
asking for anyone in particular, just girls in one case.
Rosa says he asked for the girl in the house.
I can't help you. I closed and locked the door.
There have been no police reports filed, but the man in the gold Altima is being treated as dangerous. Those in the area are told not to speak or to engage with him, to simply stay away and not see exactly what he wants.
Then why are you on
Followed
TV,
up
bro?
6 stories.
Like, you're literally on national TV, bro, where he could come back again, bro. Like, come on.
Not
bro.
everyone in one of these situations gets out
Homeless
safely
man
and
charged
can
with murder.
avoid danger. This woman was
unaliving
stalked up
somebody.
6 sets of stairs by a man who followed her into her building and forced his way into the apartment when they went there. When the police arrived, the man supposedly used a woman's voice to avoid detection, masking the victim's screams for help. This woman didn't make it out of the altercation the way you might
RIP,
hope,
man.
but they did eventually catch the man. He was a
RIP.
nearby houseless individual who became dangerous after some
Straight
time.
weirdo, bro.
Whether she saw the man follow her or realized it too
I mean, of
late,
course
is
it's in
still a sad
NYC, bro.
situation.
Of course it's in
probably
New York,
best
bro.
to stay aware of your surroundings. Just shoot a look over your shoulder before you unlock a building or find a way to shake off someone who may or
So you want me to do this? I could pull one of those. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna pull that, bro.
may not
Trust
be
and
trying
believe,
to
bro.
follow you.
Come on, bro.
Disrespected man goes nuclear. You never really know the effect you're going to have on other people when you leave a public place. This man followed a woman home because when the two were at a grocery store, separately, she reportedly bumped into him. The
It's crazy how everything's on camera right
in
now.
an extreme way.
I mean, in
he followed
today's
her home,
society,
as
bro.
stated, and shot the woman in response.
Yo, what?
The shot only grazed her in the leg, but her brother was also struck, leading to hospitalization. The man managed to get away and flee the scene after his bizarre fit of rage went very, very wrong.
Why would someone, do you think, get so mad over something so small?
I have no idea. You know, people just time bombs, you know, for little stuff, dumb stuff.
The truth is, you never know what the tipping point will be with any one person.
What's the point of that interview,
This
bro?
might not have been right, or he might have just needed one more thing to push him over the edge. Of course, in this case, far, far over the edge. Woman assaulted by stalker.
Whoa. Oh, this is
You
getting
never
like
know
a.
the kind of people lurking around in the middle of the night. They can be all manner of dangerous, or just another person. It's best to keep your doors locked and stay safe, but how do you know when you're going to be
Why they got the
followed?
NBA score on the bottom?
CCTV catches as this man managed to not only pinpoint a home that was unlocked, but snuck through the night to do so. The woman reported that the man worked his way into her house
Oh, that's
only to
mad weird.
inappropriately grab her. He was easily spooked, luckily, and her screams scared him off before
better
he
get
could
to
do
running,
anything
boy.
else. The Nassau County woman
Hold
spared
up.
no time in reporting the incident.
Come on, babe.
Still, he managed to get away without repercussions.
Always keep that
anyway.
thing on me.
Pickaxe wielding psycho.
Oh, nah. When you see a dude coming
This
at you with a
video
pickaxe,
starts
bro,
with
nah.
what seems to be
You
your
good, bro.
average suburban morning.
Dude or
no
female?
issues to be found.
Alright.
Until from the back of the screen, you see a woman come into view and throw all of her force into jamming a pickaxe into the front door of this unsuspecting house.
What's
You
the
don't
point
get a
of
good
doing
look at her
this?
from this angle, but she goes for a second hit. The pickaxe has enough power to shatter the window's glass, and from inside the house, a loud scream can be heard.
There's gotta be a crazy
That's
ex.
enough, it seems, for the attacker, as the woman in the skirt turns tail and simply walks off. That's not all, though, as the 65-year-old woman comes back,
65? Never
smashing
mind.
more of the windows and terrifying the home's inhabitants, which was a grandmother who was babysitting a 6-week-old newborn.
My mother-in-law, first instinct was to grab the baby. 2 seconds later, all you see is huge shards of glass in the bassinet where she would be.
This continues for a few minutes
He's
more
so
before
strong,
the attacker
man.
leaves, and if you hadn't witnessed the attack on the home, you likely would have missed it entirely. Once the woman is gone, so are all signs from the road that she'd ever been there. Candy sales ambush.
Oh, what?
Sometimes it is better to just not answer your door.
I saw
You
this
want to be
before.
polite and friendly, but solicitors are not the worst thing you could handle. This person unfortunately
worst
learned
robbery
that
ever, bro.
firsthand. A man with a candy box showed up in front of a house, posing as a salesperson. When the person in question opened the door, they were immediately ambushed by 3 men who came running in. These suspects were armed and dangerous and took the homeowner by surprise. The series of ambushes were caught by ring camera footage as homes quickly
You
found.
gotta be the dumbest idiot on this earth, bro. Right in front of a. Bro proceeded to put on his shiesty mask.
That the same men were shown.
It is
The
a
series of
goofball, bro.
ambushes were caught by
Look
ring
at that
camera
goofball,
footage
bro.
as homes quickly found that the same men were showing up across all of the houses. The last bit of footage saw the same situation as before, but this time no one answered.
Can't trust the dude
man
wearing
said he felt
V-Long, too.
uncomfortable with the way the man seemed to be hiding from the camera, and after some time he decided to leave.
Oh,
There's
that's
no question that if
crazy,
he'd chosen to
man.
open the door or been home to do so, he would have been attacked in the same way. It might seem like an overreaction, but it's clearly
My
a
bad,
better
guys.
idea not to respond. Burglars armed, but not ready.
Burglars. Mom, me some burgers, bro.
You might not love the idea of surveillance out in front of your home, but as these homeowners found, sometimes just having your eyes peeled might be enough to keep you out of harm's way. 2 men with their faces obscured walked up to the front door of this Covina home, knocking incessantly as the homeowners chose not to respond.
As they
He
shouldn't.
begins
They
to
should
grow
be asleep.
more and more impatient as he's ignored by them, but there's nothing they can really do. In the camera you can see where these would-be burglars
Bro, a dude like me, bro. Once I hear a knock, bro. First of all, let me tell you right here. Let me tell you right here, bro. If I hear a knock, I'm automatically getting up. I know I'm a hard sleeper, but I'm automatically gonna get up from that. You know what I'm finna do? They gonna keep on knocking. They gonna keep on knocking again. And look, I'm gonna pop up out the cut right here, and I'm up.
are holding onto weapons, only partially obscured
Come on,
by their
bro.
pockets or hands.
Let's be real, bro. I got all the angles.
Eventually, the man in the back, serving as a lookout, decides to call the whole thing off, and the homeowner's decision to not
they
answer the door
bluffing.
may in fact have saved their
They
lives.
bluffing.
Attacker in for a nasty
Get your ass
surprise.
on, boy.
Most of the time, these
surprise.
burglaries happen in the middle of the night.
50 cents,
This
bro.
man pulls up to the front of a home on the side of a major road and doesn't get a
25
response
cents, bro.
immediately. The man knocking begins trying to force himself into the house, using all the force he can
Weak
to
ass
get
boy.
himself into the home. He throws his weight, uses his feet, and eventually does barge in.
Investigators say he messed with the wrong mom.
That's interesting.
I will do anything to protect my family.
The woman inside, a mother with 2 young children, was scared but seemingly prepared.
Okay, I kind of know this one. Okay. Okay. I'm not getting
The woman
I'm
inside,
sorry.
a mother with 2 young children, was scared but seemingly prepared. She pulled out her firearm and reportedly was ready to do anything to keep her family safe. The shotgun in her hand is proof of that, as she points it in his direction. As soon as he makes his way into the house, he quickly realizes his mistake and goes running out from where he came from.
He was running for his life, and he kept looking back and making sure that I wasn't gonna just shoot him in the back.
What stopped
Man, I would've. I ain't gonna
All
lie.
my kids.
The woman didn't want to be identified but claimed to not have lived there long, and the man was likely looking for someone else or even the previous person living there. The man got away with very little footage of him or
Yeah,
the
why are
attack
you living next to
identify
it, the expressway, bro?
Footballer attempted forced entry.
Footballer.
This man seemed all too ready to force his way into the home.
Is that
If you don't
Marshawn
know,
Lynch?
this is footage of the former Seattle Seahawks player Richard Sherman.
I know
He
it.
tries to force the door open.
I know it, bro. I couldn't get my name around it, but I know what it is, bro.
And when it
Mr.
doesn't
Skittleman.
immediately come through, he begins screaming for them to come through, presumably to get him out. For a little more context, this was his father-in-law's house, and Sherman himself was drunk and belligerent. He
Yeah,
was
that's
arrested
crazy.
for his behavior, but things didn't go down quickly. They needed to use force and a canine to get him under control. Though once in custody and
crazy.
facing domestic abuse charges, he calmed down considerably. This episode seems to have been sparked on his mental health journey, as his wife told police he'd been on antidepressants and was receiving mental health counseling at the time. This is a whole minute or so of the ex-footballer trying to force his way into the home, the family inside likely terrified for their well-being at the time.
I don't know, bro.
How would
I'm
you
gonna
have
hit the
responded?
two-step, let you
Would
slide,
that
bro.
be enough to bait you? Before the
Ooh,
last
what's
clip
this doing
since
in
you
my-
watched up until this
Bro.
point, why don't you consider subscribing to the channel? We upload 2
Oh, subscribe to the-
creepy,
yeah,
disturbing,
subscribe to
and downright
the
scary
channel, bro.
videos every week.
Subscribe to
stay
the
up to date with our
CSG
latest
game, bro.
releases by
Join.
getting those post notifications.
Mhm.
If you enjoyed this one, we have plenty more for you on the channel, so you don't want to miss a single one.
Yeah.
Dramatic home invasion sparked safety concerns. This violent robbery was broadcast across the country, striking fear into the upper middle class neighborhood.
The harder we make it, the less of a target we are.
The robbery went on as many do. Multiple men come up to a door with
What?
weapons, forcing entry into someone's home. However, the young woman in front of the door was an accomplice. As she approached the house looking for help, seemingly, she gets the door open just enough that it would be difficult to react in time. She quickly signals to the attackers hidden behind her in the dark, and they ambush the home together. This sparked safety concerns as nearby families began worrying about their own safety, whether they wanted to arm and protect themselves from within the house or if such a weapon would be helpful for
Bro,
them.
I feel like
come in and do me harm.
I feel like the suburbs is just really more dangerous than the hood, bro. Like, come on, bro. Let's be real, bro. Like, there's more home invasions in the suburbs, bro. If you get me, bro, you know what I'm saying, bro.
I wouldn't want something
I
less
don't know,
lethal.
bro.
I'm gonna want something that's actually gonna stop them in their tracks.
Maybe you thinking it's
Little
the
information
safest
was
place?
known about
Nah.
this attack,
Come
as
on,
most
bro.
people are obscured or difficult to make out in the darkness. But once night falls, maybe don't open your door.
Yeah, don't open your door, man. Just simple, bro. What the world, bro?
Y'all niggas be kept like snapbacks.